Danielle Keys. I've been here at Derry Area Middle School for 11 years, and I teach English Language Arts 8.
All right. Here we are for the second half of our block. So take a look at your Do Now over here. It says, why did you choose your book or magazine or article, whatever you picked for today, why did you choose that for today? And try to write 5 lines.
I think the students have responded really well to EDR. First of all, it's eat, drink, and read, so they like to bring a treat for themselves, and they get to pick their own book, so they really like to do that.
Did I get everyone?
No, you didn't get me. You shouldn't be.
All right, who would like to share why they chose their book? Everyone else quiet while people share. Emilia.
I said I picked my book The Humming Room because the title made me curious and the art on the cover is pretty. The back of the book talks about how there's this secret room in her uncle's mansion, and it sounds like it's magic or like there's ghosts. And I'm into spooky stuff, but anytime I hear a spooky story, I start to tear up. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, I really like the book.
Okay, so everything, the cover, the blurb on the back, the genre, everything appealed to you. Good. Go ahead, Ian.
I chose Wonder because I read it 5 times before and still love it.
Oh, you like to reread books.
I like to reread this book.
Okay, good. That is a great book.
One of the ways I found to build interest in different books and different readings for EDR is to make certain types of books and novels available. For example, we read The Giver, so we were able to get the other books that are in that quartet, Gathering Blue, Messenger, and Sun. So the students already are hooked into that series, and then they can read the next ones. Also, when we do book club, maybe they didn't get their first choice of book. So I make sure there's one of all of those books available, and I found that a ton of students are picking up books that other students have told them about and read. So it's kind of creating a community of reading, and they're discussing everything.
Ms. Keys is right. Holding book talks and giving students choice is so important if we're truly trying to develop a love of reading in them. We can't just give them a steady diet of textbooks or classic literature. I believe it was Jack McGovern who told me, good books, not great books, turn kids into readers. And he's right. We're not asking them to bring War and Peace to EDR, just like you don't lug Moby Dick to the beach. You want to let the kids read what they're interested in.
Anybody else? Okay, so what we're going to do is set the timer. You're going to read for about 22 minutes. Nice and quiet, 22 minutes. And then we're going to do one of our random selected questions at the end. You won't know who will get picked, and you'll have to answer a question. Yes? Oh, yes. The Reading Nook people may go back. And I think we already got people booked. We already have people booked for next week. And then Bella and Tara for the 3rd week. So we'll have to start our sign-up list again. It's a popular place. Oh, yeah. You guys were the 2nd week. They were the 3rd week. All right. Are we ready? Remember, keep your snack contained to your desk. Keep your drink from spilling. And we are ready. I'm going to set the timer. Go.
We don't spend any time looking for something to read. Then we have usually a type 1 at the beginning, and it's something universal, something like, why did you choose this today? Or if you're reading a novel, look at the back of your book and pick 5 words from the summary on the back that you think lend to the main idea. Then they'll have about 20 to 25 minutes to silently, independently read. When that time is up, everybody has a card with a question. It's a question that different levels of thinking and different types of questions. They all have a different one that could go with anything, a nonfiction reading or a fiction reading, and they will randomly get picked to call. So not every student will have to answer, but there's a little level of anxiety, like I better prepare this answer in case I get called on. And after they answer that, I usually try to incorporate some sort of game. If you participate, give me a quality answer, you can go participate in the Jenga game and move a piece or something like that.
All right, you have about 2 minutes left. Stay quiet and keep reading. I'm going to start giving you your questions. Remember, not everybody will have to answer their question, but you want to prepare as though you will because you don't know if you'll be called on or not. If it lands on your name, you're going to tell us the book you read, okay? And then you're going to read your question and answer it. Tell us the book you read, read your question, answer it. Now, if you had a nonfiction reading and I gave you a question that might not go so well with your nonfiction book, you can just give me 3 interesting facts from your nonfiction book. Otherwise, stick to your number. All right, this is very exciting. Aiden, tell us what you read.
I read Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
and think about a setting in your book. If you were in the setting, what are some things you would see? I would see
Hold on 1 second. Let me remind the audience to please be quiet. Go ahead.
I would see like a suburb town, and a school, and a really well neighborhood.
All right, so like a town, a neighborhood, and a school.
Yeah.
Excellent, Aiden. Good job. Let's spin the wheel again. All right, Tara, tell us what your book you read. Hold it up. Okay, she read Stronger. And read your question and answer it, please.
Okay. Would the story change if the main character were the opposite gender? How would it change?
All right, now let's point out this is the book about the man who survived the Boston bombing. So would it be different if he was a female?
I don't know, because he doesn't know if the guy was doing it directly towards him or not. And maybe if it was a girl, he would have felt different about it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. That's an interesting question for a nonfiction book like that.
A couple things I did notice was there was a few students where they would just go pick a different book every week, and I could tell they were just reading a few pages, not really getting through a book. So I made lots of different options available for those students who don't want to read a long book or a long novel. There was newspapers, magazine articles. The library gives us a lot. There are hunting magazines, motocross magazines, all kinds of different magazines to reach different interests. They can also bring in their own reading. And I also suggested if you're going to read a book, either sign it out, keep it here, or I offered them a log to keep track of what pages they're on. And when they finish a book, it's kind of a celebration. They can announce it, people get excited. So, but I did have to encourage them, if you are reading a book, try to make it a continuous thing rather than just reading the first chapter of a different book every week.
Notice that Miss Keys is using benign accountability with her questions. Yes, the kids are responsible for sharing some information about what they've read, but the questions aren't daunting, and they're definitely not graded. You will not be able to threaten students into becoming readers. It just won't happen. But if we offer them choice, a wide variety of reading materials, and consistent opportunity to practice, we have a pretty good shot at most kids finding their own way. And the more comfortable they get reading for pleasure, the more comfortable they'll become reading for state tests, college, and the real world, which sounds like a winning plan to me.